Welcome back to the Wildcard Show. My name is Venant.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Nicolette.
Ooh, so finally, Nani Brayo, you have now 2 Manchester United fans.
Manze, I've been crying out loud and finally it's happened. Nicolette, me, I'm a big fan. I hope you stay. Nyash, najua metense. Akaamua kuhepa leo, but anyway, he'll be back as well next week in time for next week's show. Premier League imerudi Buddha. And I'm very excited. Although on Friday I was worried because when I go home from work, bana, nilikuwa like, sasa itabidi tena niende kwa these illegal sites after Man City versus Burnley. But then I was offered the chance to purchase the GoTv Super Plus package, especially because it's only 3,500 Kenyan shillings. Channel 66 had the Man City versus Burnley game. I watched the Haaland brace. And for those of you who want to access this as well, all you have to do is dial *423# and you will get connected. The GoTv Super Plus package has all Premier League channels, and that is why I watched the Man City Burnley game. But most importantly, najua wase wali watch Liverpool Chelsea, of course.
The game ilikuwa poa because guys were saying this was the Caicedo derby.
Who said that?
So guys were just saying this was Caicedo derby, because it was like whichever team wins, that's when, or rather the better team is when now at a sign. And I personally think Man is signed for the wrong team. I thought Liverpool was the better option comparing the two. And that aside, they played against each other. And this is one fixture where you may notice it has so many draws than actually
I think, the previous 6 results before.
Yeah. And what do you guys think about that game?
You know, I actually had a gut feeling it might be a 0-0 draw. So the fact that they actually scored, I'll give them their flowers. But honestly speaking, I don't know. It was an exhausting game to watch. Like, I kept going out, coming back. Has anything changed?
Nothing.
More offsides. So Bozlai had more looks in the camera than he did on the performances on the pitch. So, you know, I'm not complaining, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll say maybe because they have acquired new players on the team. So maybe they need 2-3 matches to gel and find a formula that works. But let's wait and see.
What about you, Brian?
Man, from the Chelsea perspective, I have a feeling they should have won that game.
Really?
Especially in the second half. They should have won that game. Enzo Fernandez, I apologize. I was not familiar with your game.
Why did you watch the World Cup?
That Enzo, bro, one tournament. Adi Amrabat was good in the World Cup. We don't know if he'll come good if he comes to United. So Enzo Fernandez, Manze had one heck of a game. Even Conor Gallagher, bro, Liverpool, how do you let Conor Gallagher boss a game like that? But now him and Caicedo should be an exciting midfield partnership for the league. So it's down to Pochettino because he's spent a lot. As much as he's just come in, he spent a lot. I also feel like if Nkunku was in the game, they would have won it. So game, that was a missing piece in the attack. Nicholas Jackson alikuwa ananipea the Drogba vibes.
Yes.
He's
a player to
days.
watch.
Yeah. On the Liverpool side, that midfield does not look robust defensively. They will not do a job defensively against at a Luton Town. But like MacAllister did a fantastic job as a 6, pinging balls to Salah and to Diaz. But defensively is where I'm worried for Liverpool. Even their captain didn't have a good game. I felt like Konate outperformed Van Dijk for the game. So they still have to work on their defensive woes. Yeah.
Upande wangu, man, I totally agree with the MacAllister. I think signing MacAllister was a good deal for Liverpool and he's going to step up, especially this season. Liverpool also are going to concede so many goals as much as they're going to score so many goals, which makes them a very good team to watch whenever they play. You mentioned about Van Dijk and Konate. Konate really stepped up. I like how he bossed. Who was it?
Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, like,
even Chilwell at times.
Yeah. And unajua sasa hezi cheza tu peke yake hapo. Van Dijk has to step up and stuff. And I like the fact that now Van Dijk is the captain because now he really has to lead the team, especially from the back. And also, Alisson had some saves too that he made during the game that was very exciting. But I still insist Caicedo would have been a better player had he gone with Liverpool. Because now look at the pairing of him and let's say MacAllister, just like the way they were at Brighton, familiarity, nini. And then it gives that front three space now to roam Mukombele. Because, you know, with them, they know how to give that through pass towards those forwards. Liverpool should have killed that game first half. Should have killed that game. Luis Diaz, come on. we live in that. We're in that time where we need to be clinical with our finishes. You know, I hear that's one of the strongholds of your new signing, Højlund. He's very clinical with the chances that he gets. So we live in that moment, and we expect now them to have scored 3-4 goals. Salah was frustrated, you
being
know.
subbed off,
Yeah. And for me, I just see hunger. Like he has that hunger to now score. You know, it's like now we're watching Liverpool 2.0 right now.
Fair enough.
The Firmino era ended. Now with this new Liverpool team, we're gonna see how Klopp manages to mold this team and to see what it will be like.
I don't know. I just feel like it's early days.
Yeah.
There's still new players being acquired. That importance of them playing together is what's going to determine. Plus, if you looked at both Liverpool and Chelsea, they were not, how do I say this? They were not tight when it came to how they are finishing their games. Both teams. That's the reason why they ended up with a draw. And that will fully be dependent on how whoever they bring in, Caicedo, whoever they bring in, how they'll be able to mold these teams. I think you need to give Chelsea and Liverpool like maybe 5 more games before we can actually see where this team is going to progress.
First. Me, I told Salah fuata Mane na Firmino. I get the bag.
And the Saudi
and the Saudi Arabia. Because ease of frustrations, I understand you're a great player and you don't want to be subbed off. You want to be in the clutch moments. But at the end of the day, it's the coach who's watching the game.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that. If you want to catch more of Salah's frustrations over this coming weekend, Liverpool do play Bournemouth on the 19th of August. You can catch it on all GoTv packages, channel 60 bana. Liverpool do take on Bournemouth. So make sure you acquire that package. Star 423 hash is the dial tone if you want to get connected. Liverpool versus Bournemouth will be happening this Saturday. On to other business, bro.
Yeah. Also, that's one of the fixtures where I have my captain for this game week 2.
What?
Yes.
Another 9-0? Another 9-0?
We'll talk about that. Hapa mbele ndivyo.
Yeah.
And you talked about transfers and Salah, like he should leave and stuff. Somebody left us, man. Harry Kane went to Bayern Munich and... whatever happened. But one question I have for you guys is, do you think it was right for him to leave, considering the stakes at hand, how Spurs needed him, and, you're just a few goals away from breaking this Premier League
Alan Shearer's record
and stuff. You have Spurs who are now like depending on you for literally one season, because it was just you give us this one season, we make it to the Champions League, and then you can live in peace. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it was about time he left. Because honestly speaking, okay, he'll break Alan Shearer's record and then he has nothing to his name, to be honest. He's going to be one of the greatest strikers based on. I mean, you have Haaland, Mbappe, all these kids coming up. They're going to get Ballon d'Ors. They're going to get proper accolades to their service of their teams. And Harry Kane, you got two waiting for goals to be able to pass Alan Shearer. It's about time he left.
Really?
Yeah, it's about time. Should have done it 2 seasons ago, in fact.
Comes... Okay, if that is the case, then how comes you guys didn't even bother to get him?
Because his asking fee didn't make sense. Me, I was against it. I was very against it.
From the get?
Yes. His asking fee didn't make sense because I guarantee he would have given us 1 or 2 seasons at best. Why? We're trying to rebuild a team. Bring in a young striker who can give us 5 seasons. It makes no... I would rather pay 150 million for someone who's giving me 5 seasons than someone who's giving me 1.
But don't you think right now you need somebody who will get you there?
Where's the guarantee that he'll get us there?
Harry Kane is a proven Premier League. I can even call him legend right now.
Spurs.
No.
Spurs is not as competitive as Manchester United. You understand?
Forget even about Spurs. Look at just England by itself. Like as a country, as a club.
What has England won?
They've gone as far. They've gone as far. They've gone as far. They've gone as far as semi-finals.
But semi-finals is a what if?
In a season, in a tournament where guys underrated them so much.
They're never underrated.
Kane has performed at Spurs and at England very well.
England have been favourites for most tournaments since 2016.
And all they do is disappoint.
That's their nature. You need nature, yeah.
So in your opinion, you don't think Harry Kane transforms your team?
Nope.
Only for 1 year, mate. Just one.
You know why? I also don't feel like he transforms the team as say. You remember we had this problem when Cristiano came into the team.
Yes.
And there was that pressure on Bruno Fernandes because they both play for Portugal to make Cristiano remain a star. Make sure he's always feeding him. If Harry Kane had come to Manchester United and we have Harry Maguire, we have Akina Sancho and all, they would need their golden
English
boy
boys,
to shine, right?
Yeah, yes.
So we go back to the same problem we had with Ronaldo in the team, where you have Rashford, Sancho, Shaw, Maguire underperforming because they need Harry Kane to shine. For one season, not worth it.
My thoughts are this. You bring in Kane, for that 1 season or two. He grooms Højlund such that by the time Kane leaves, because he eventually atatoka, Højlund is now this new thing. You know, just like the way, even in Spurs, it was Bale. And then, boom, Harry Kane is this young guy who's, I think, just number 30, whatever. And he starts to score, and now we're talking about Harry Kane as this big guy. So that's the thought, like what I was thinking about when I said you bring Harry Kane to United.
But you
and
know,
also it's good business for you guys
No.
when Harry Kane breaks that record with the United kit.
Nope.
Not really.
Nope.
We've had even Van Nistelrooy came and conquered.
You can't even compare the two.
He cannot. It doesn't matter.
You know, then again, also, Harry Kane, I think we really underestimate Son because Harry Kane's success was very tied to him and Son's partnership, which we tend to underrate that.
Okay.
You think right now Son and Gnabry are going to give him the passes that Son was giving him?
Yes. 1,000. Underline Nabairo Red, I've said before. 1,000%.
So,
You know what Bayern need? They needed a finisher. That Harry Kane caliber, as you call it, Van Nistelrooy. They needed such a person. And they're complete as far as striking is concerned. But when we talk about now you guys could have benefited with Harry Kane, even if it's for 2 seasons, max, as you guys
When you're
say.
trying to build a team, okay, I know this is hard for Arsenal fans to understand, but when you're trying to build a team that constantly is winning Champions League, Premier League, you need a team that has longevity, not a quick fix.
exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I'm surprised. Like 4 weeks ago, you guys were entertaining the thought of getting Harry Kane.
I was
and
never
now you
entertaining
guys
that
are just like, we don't know him.
I'll be
It's
honest.
okay.
I did, but then Levy was never going to sanction it. Levy made it clear, bro. He's not going to any other Premier League club. So now, not only has he, possibly he might make Bayern better, but he's definitely ruined Spurs' chances of any European football now. Postecoglou, watch managerial watch could be the first sacking of the season. I watched Spurs against Brentford, and this is a Brentford side that has no Raya, has no Ivan Toney, and they
were struggling.
Yeah. I mean, on the preseason form, Spurs had like 30 attempts a game. Even this kid, the left back, Destiny Udogie, they signed from Udinese. He's getting into the box a lot. But what Postecoglou has not figured out is this is not Scotland. This is not Celtic versus Rangers. In the Premier League ball, man.
Yes.
Hey, if you do not handle your defensive capabilities, you will not survive. Yeah. So, kwa managerial watch yangu.
Mikwangu, I think the Wolves manager will be the first guy to be sacked because Wolves haven't spent that much on the transfer market to get the key replacements. You know, Ruben Neves left, and also certain players who they were in their team. Raul Jimenez,
Kona Cody, Moutinho,
and they haven't invested that much. So now you're giving a manager a situation where he doesn't even have, they don't even have like a proper striker, and they are hosting Brighton this weekend, by the way. So
another L.
Yeah. So Wolves have the manager being sacked and also have them being relegated. What about you?
The season continues because last season I was waiting for West Ham to be relegated. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So we continue the same agenda this season.
Moyes was a fool for not leaving.
Yeah.
I saw Nicolette is right. Moyes was a fool for not leaving.
Really?
Win you the Conference League, call it quits. Leave while you're on a high.
And then you leave to where?
Leave while you're on a high.
Because listen,
when you go to other clubs, uko na CV ya Conference League.
Yeah.
You don't have a relegation.
Hata
in your CV.
kichujwa bado ako nayo.
atakuwa na CV ya kununua Maguire kwenda kuchoma West Ham.
No, where you have a personal agenda.
Of course, that is very well known.
West Ham, come on. I don't see West Ham being relegated this season.
Paqueta wants to leave, right, and go to City. Because he already sees that there's no future in this team.
No,
And
it's
he's been there one
because-
season.
Come
wewe
on,
hata wewe
it's not-
Venant ukiwa dressing room ama ukigoogle data kitu nyumbani ati Harry Maguire is going to be my teammate utakuwa motivated, you know, will you be motivated?
I think it's how it's being used. I think it's how it's being used at West Ham, because when you look at West Ham, West Ham is a team that likes to score from set pieces, and West Ham, like when you look at that back four, their defenders and also the CDM, the Suchek and stuff, they're very good with aerial duels. Unajua, so I think
Maguire
goes to a team that complements his style of play,
which is being stiff.
you know, me, I'm done. I don't know where Maguire likukosea.
Let me tell you, even Scott McTominay alikataa kuhama na Maguire. So they were both supposed to go
they were both supposed to go West Ham. Yeah.
They've signed James Ward-Prowse.
Is it confirmed?
Yeah, 35
And
million
Edson
to me.
Alvarez from Ajax,
That's
yeah.
one signing that I feel like, you guys could have benefited
So
from
imagine
it.
signing all these people, then because you signed Harry Maguire, you finish like 16th.
Boom.
What's
the
is not
advantage to
playing
that?
as a striker. Huko.
Premier League survival is not a trophy, especially for a club like West Ham.
Yeah.
It's not a trophy.
So you're
My
relegated.
agenda continues.
Okay.
Speaking of transfers, there's one shy boy at the Emirates in the name of Kai Havertz. I watched him versus Forest. I was on Havertz watch because preseason, I rate Timber. Timber is a good signing for Arsenal. Unfortunately, he got injured. Even Declan Rice had a good game.
Yeah.
Havertz, it's a confidence issue. Na mwanaume lazima ukuwe unaweza perform. So, please, what's going on with Havertz? Because right now with Jesus injured, see, he's the leading striker. As much as Nketiah started yesterday, Havertz was sort of a CM. He is the leading striker whenever Nketiah is off the pitch. What's going to go on?
So this is how I see it. Let's even start with that formation. So many people were out of position.
Partey, right
Rice,
back.
Partey, Havertz, who else? There are like 4 people who are like out of position in that Arsenal game. And what my takeaway was Arteta is experimenting. Because even if you ask Arsenal fans, Malimuko, that was not our best game, including our preseason. That was not our best game. It wasn't our best game.
Ni title challengers.
We performed,
Ni game one.
Ndio, I understand. But it was for me, I looked at it as an experiment of how it will be like when you play certain players in certain positions. And also, it shows our versatility. Because if you can play Rice as a defender, you can play him as a midfielder. I think there will be a scenario where he'll even be played as an attacking midfielder. It shows us how much we value him and how much...
Okay.
You wanted to say something?
No. As you are finishing up, just before Nicolette says something on Arsenal, because I know it's going to be a bomber. I think with that game, Steve Cooper learned something with Forest. Because I raise you this. If Elanga and Awoniyi start, do you win that game?
Yes. We still win that game.
Come on, dog.
We still win that game.
The last 20 minutes, they hammered you down.
Yeah, but kama ilikuwa hivyo si wange draw basi. So wange draw. We dominated that game, And also, like I said, it wasn't our best game, but you're happy you got the 3 points.
How do you start like that? It's a new season. It's game 1. You're at home. The Emirates is rocking. Why? Why such a performance game 1? Why start experimenting things in game 1, yet you've had a whole preseason with it?
To experiment.
I mean, if you wanted Timber as a left back, you might as well have left him at Ajax. You have Kirentini and you put Timber at left back when Timber is predominantly a right back.
First and foremost, Timber can play in any position
Hiyo
hapo kwa back.
sijakata. Hey.
Yeah, so why not play him at a position where he's played before?
You know the problem with experimenting is what?
What?
You'll end up with a lot of injuries.
As we've clearly seen with
Yes.
Timber.
That is the biggest problem of experimenting. The reason why you have preseason is to do all these experiments. You don't come into the season with experiments. By the time the season starts, you already know your first 11 and the positions these players are meant to play. You're no longer experimenting. So hapo Arteta with the hairline amechoma.
Oh, my days.
Oh, wow. So you see, the good thing about Arsenal is you're playing Crystal Palace this weekend. You're going to Selhurst Park. Of course, I'll be biased and say Arsenal's going to win. We're going to repeat that 2-0 we did last season. But what are your thoughts on it? Do you see Crystal Palace actually stunning Arsenal?
I don't think it would be an easy fixture. So if you win, it'll be a narrow win again, just like you did against Forest.
Yeah.
But I give Palace a goal. I give Palace a set-piece goal. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
What about you?
I think I'm going to go for a draw.
A draw. Wow, because now when you say such things now, I'm just asking myself now, who will challenge City for the title?
The Premier League title
Because
race
as
is in
your
Manchester. Usidanganywe na
Because
mtu
as
yote.
you're still favorites to win the league, forget even about challenging Man
I think
City.
it's way
and
too
when
early.
you guys talk about us being lucky against Nottingham Forest at SG Elanga and Nani, if they started mapema, they could have won. And you talking about draw with Crystal Palace. Then who's going to challenge Man City for the title?
You know this is the beauty of the Premier League. You have these clubs and teams that you overlook. The Newcastles, the Brightons. So even if if you're still experimenting, you'll find Brighton and Newcastle are way ahead of you. Forget the title.
Especially we have Newcastle have started.
Yeah.
5-1 drubbing against Villa.
Yeah.
But I feel that's a learning curve for Emery. They will bounce back this weekend.
And
Villa
I
will
don't
win
think
this
they'll
weekend.
concede 5 goals ever again this season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But devil's advocate, I'm happy Tyrone Mings is injured. Bro, like the Premier League needs to be relieved of this guy. So
He's the
Diego Carlos na Pau Torres ndo aanze
He's
again.
never scored against United.
Wacha nikwambie, Mings that day he did he knee him or did he step on Zlatan's head when we were playing Bournemouth in the Premier League?
Mings
Kutoka hiyo day tu umse yani ako too down. Ako too down.
Mings is the mixed race to Harry Maguire.
Exactly. Hey.
Hey, yo, manze. You guys mko na personal that Mings is for me bado na rank Mings.
Una rank na?
Now like
Tomori is
ahead of him.
In terms of like if I was to choose defenders for the England team, I still have him on my
Of
list.
course,
ahead
of
of him.
course
Yeah.
you pick it for
Levi
the
Colwill is
England
ahead
team.
of him.
Yeah.
Because Harry Maguire's stature. So
Unafikiria ka Southgate wewe. But Nicolette is absolutely correct. Huwezi jua which other team might pop up. Brighton with the 4-1 win, Newcastle with the 5-1 win, United si tumepea Haaland head start. Our other Viking, our Danish Viking is about to come. And I want him to be ready for that fourth game against Arsenal at the Emirates. That's when I want him to come. That's when I want him.
How many goals do you see him scoring this season?
me, I'm not going to say anything until I see him play. And one thing that really worries me is that back injury, because that's the same problem Rashford had.
That's
You
a terrible
remember?
injury to carry, especially early on in your career.
Yeah.
But I don't know the exact number, but Højlund anapiga double digits.
Plus, also, there's this Karuma brewing of Mason Greenwood.
Oh.
I mean, I'd like to see him
And
back.
I want it to continue brewing.
I'd like to see him back.
I want him back, bana.
Yeah.
Hata apewe number 9 ya Martial sai. Although his 11 is still intact.
Yeah, but rumor has it. You see, Martial is on the list of players to exit, yeah? So rumor has it because I know there's I don't know, these are all rumors, we're not sure, but there's meant to be a press conference for Greenwood to say his side of the story. So the rumor is if Greenwood is reinstated in the team, then Martial sits out of the team.
Amen. Hey, hiyo nimengoja.
No, so Manchester
Ngoja
United is
mbaya.
brewing something slowly. Tunaiva kama githeri. Hatuna haraka.
Like right now, focus ya Premier League ni iko Manchester. No other city.
We kwendeni huko. Kwendeni huko. You guys have Spurs this weekend. We need to talk about that.
By the way, this
You have
weekend,
Spurs this weekend.
as we play Spurs, bro, we are going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and you can catch those games on the GoTv Super Plus package, Buddha. Channel 66. On that package, it is only 3,500 Kenyan shillings. You can also dial *423# to get connected. Hapa tuko GoTv Studios shooting for this show today. And I can tell you for a fact, not only will the Man United Spurs game be televised on the GoTv Super Plus package, also Man City versus Newcastle happens this weekend. So dial *423# to get connected to the GoTv Super Plus package.
Sasa for me, I think Spurs gets their first win.
Postecoglou, first managerial sacking.
Hiyo campaign yake na win against
Who's
United.
scoring? Who's scoring?
Maddison definitely. And actually ndakuchekelea if Richarlison scores against Man United.
The problem is
Ndakuchekelea.
not scoring against. The problem is winning.
Yeah?
He can
Winning
score.
is winning. Winning is winning. Is winning. You guys, when I look
You're,
at the
you're telling me we're going
Nikiangalia
Spurs wanatupiga na Richarlison. Ndio afanye ile dance yake ya kuku.
especially when he scores. My God, it's gonna be bad on you guys because I promise you, we're gonna see a Spurs team that's gonna perform without Kane. We've seen that before. You talked about Heung-min Son. He's gonna step up. We've talked about what's it called? Maddison. Maddison with the free kicks and the assists and stuff. We're looking at Kulusevski pale na counter attack na nini. We have Bissouma who played very well last weekend.
True.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
The only beef with Spurs is just like with Liverpool. they'll still concede goals.
Defense
so that's
haiko.
why I can give a Rashford goal,
Defense
Bruno
haiko.
goal there or something. But I still see them winning because they're a better team. They have a better midfield.
Nah, we're gonna give Spurs three or more.
We're
gonna give them 3 or more. 3
Their
or more.
stadium.
Yeah. 3
Okay.
or more. Your defense haita deal na Rashford vizuri. Yeah. Gonna give them 3 or more.
I think you're forgetting we have that, Argentinian K-pop star. Alejandro Garnacho.
Hamko informed kwa Premier
You're
League.
relying on that
problem
guy
is I
to-
don't
to-
think he knows our first 11. That's the
Exactly.
problem. He doesn't know our players.
You're relying on that guy to Nini.
Have you seen him play?
I've seen him.
Have you had
Garnacho
what?
is so
Have you had?
direct,
Okay, wait.
he's
Have
so-
you
I've
had
seen
what?
him play versus BVB.
Okay, have
and
you had
BVB
what?
did the thing.
You're
Have you had what?
friendly.
Wait, have you had what former stars have said about him?
You see, that's the thing. They're former stars.
No, but they
Those are people who
know.
know the
We
game.
have focused on
know.
the current stars, bwana.
They can see threats
Those are
a
former
mile
players. You
away.
need TBT.
Hakuna.
You need TBT.
There's no one who can better
Hakuna mse
inform
anai
you.
praise Martinelli. Hata Tony Adams
Yes.
mwenyewe
Wait, Kwando,
hajaisema.
now that's hate. That's hate. That's hate.
Kubali tu,
That's
kubali.
it.
Eh.
I know we've talked about the title being in Manchester. We have Haaland over there versus Newcastle this weekend, Spear.
Oh, that's going to be a cracker.
Yeah.
Last season at the St. James's Park, it ended in 3-3, but then City got the win at the Etihad. This weekend, it's also at the Etihad.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go draw. I'm going to go 2-2. Newcastle 2, Man City 2. Yeah. And just because of what I saw in bits of spaces against Burnley could have scored a goal against City. Akanji made so many defensive
Mistakes.
errors, so
Yeah,
I'm going to go
errors.
2-2,
Yeah.
City 2, Newcastle 2.
And do you think Newcastle will maintain top 4 this season?
Yes.
Woo!
Megan said that with a straight face, yes.
Yes. Okay. What about you, bro?
I'm going to give them 4th again.
4th again.
Right now, I'm going to give them 4th because right now the league is in Manchester. Then Arsenal might get 3rd, then Newcastle 4th. Yeah.
Wow. And what about now Haaland with goals? Because Nyash, like last season was like Haaland is not breaking the 40-goal barrier. And now man's on a brace.
Yeah.
What do you think?
My issue with Haaland is, and especially that is what brought into my thinking in terms of the FPL this season, is what happens when you go to Anfield na unazimwa. De Bruyne pia azimwe. What happens when that happens at Old Trafford like it did last season? What happens when you go to the big grounds and Haaland is man-marked till 90th minute? So for me, as much as he'll get those hat-tricks against the Lutons and the Wolves and the Mandem, Haaland, he is a little striker. Of course, he is outrightly the favorite for the Golden Boot again after that brace against Burnley. But for FPL purposes, mimi niliamua sita risk Haaland. I would not have him in my team.
Okay. The good thing about that is you have Alvarez there, who's 6.5 million. That's a cheap alternative. And also, for those people who can't afford Man City midfielders for some reason, I mean KDB, Rodri is there. I know Rodri plays a defensive role, but Rodri has been scoring
Assists and goals.
for some time now, and it's a differential. And also, guys talk about Stones. We
Yeah.
have Kyle Walker over there,
Yeah.
simply because he's the captain, and it's cheap. Also, he's gonna get you points. And for those people who are looking for fixtures to look for this weekend, we have Liverpool and Bournemouth. I think
A mid-table clash, a proper mid-table clash.
Sawa. I think Salah and Diaz do their thing over there. We have Villa and Everton, Moussa Diaby and Watkins.
Future of France.
Yeah. I see. Kwa
Diaby.
pia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew the next World Cup. I think I might side with France.
Thank you.
Anyway, and then we have Wolves and Brighton. Pedro, Estupinan, and Brighton midfielders, Kinami Thomas and such. Those are cheap players. They're going to get you points. And I don't know if you guys have any other thing to talk about when it comes to FPL.
Nada. I'm confident in my team. Dare I say I will not have Haaland in my FPL this whole season. I will not. I will not.
What about you?
He's remaining my captain up until he gets injured.
Apparently he gets injured. What I can say is, regarding those 2 points you guys have said, is my tip of the week: make sure you just have money in the bank, because players are going to get injured and sometimes you're going to be forced to make a transfer. So it's always good to have something in the bank in case you need to buy a more expensive player. Yeah. So that's pretty much it from me, man. Yeah.
Anything to wrap up?
Arsenal's going to beat Crystal Palace. you guys are going to be disappointed by West Ham. And West Ham is not going to be relegated.
Oh, God.
Spurs is going to beat Manchester United. And when
Spurs.
Richarlison scores, it's on.
So, this season, the title race is in Manchester. Plain and simple.
Can I just say that Newcastle is going to beat Man City?
Yeah.
Oh, and away win. Nice.
Yeah, I like that. And on that note, my name is Venant.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Nicolette.